start this episode?
I just don't know, man.
This, oh god, there's just so much. There's just so much, dude.
Just
Uh,
don't know how to react to any of this.
oh man, cause all right, we might as well just do a do a whole like cold intro on this one. Uh, jeez, I I don't even know at this point. I guess hey, you are listening to the Can You Handle This cast, starring Faith and Salvadoom. That's right, you're listening to the Can You Handle This cast. I am Faith, joined as always by the man who, boy oh boy, did he introduce me to a whole new aspect of wrestling this week. You are Salvadoom, for better or for worse.
This week was so weird. All I have to say is WrestleMania season just got weird.
Boy, I cannot wait for WrestleMania Sunday to roll around, and oh man, there could potentially be people that aren't allowed to be there. Some people that now have to rear their ugly heads around. But oh man, I don't even know where to start. I know we had like this whole plan, like okay, we're going to just do a little this and that, but then they throw a monkey wrench into our plans, and now we have to go completely from the hip on this. And I don't know where to start. I guess the best place to start would be on Monday for Monday Night Raw. And also, it was just a matter of time before we started moving to Saturdays. Saturdays seem to be a bit easier on our schedule. So instead of it going to be on Thursdays, it's probably going to be on Saturdays every now and again, unless we decide to change back because we get lazy. But yeah, we took another week off to get everything all scheduled up for us, and now we are set. So let's get back on the track with Monday Night Raw.
That's right, and everybody knows that Monday Night Raw is meh at best. But you know, this week they're trying to get it rolling with the whole Goldberg and Lesnar match.
It seems like now that WrestleMania is around the corner, they're really seriousing up and really getting themselves out there.
That's right, like all the rivalries, all the storylines going into Mania this week, especially this week, are starting to get more solidified. The whole Lesnar Goldberg match. They're trying to make that the main event, even though we don't want it to be the main event.
I was so against this being a title match, but it seems like people are 50-50 on it. People either love the fact that this is going to be a title match, making it mean something, or people completely hate it and think that it should have been Kevin Owens versus someone. But then, it'd be a whole weird thing because then Jericho would have to lose a belt or something along those lines. So I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I'll only be happy about this if Goldberg beats Lesnar again.
Yeah, but then again, do we really want another minute or like 2 minute match at Mania? Because as long as they build this to be an actual fight and to make this an actual match, then yeah, I'm all for it. But if they're gonna do another Goldberg squash match, then I don't want any part of it.
Here's the thing, though. It would only make sense for it to be like that because, he just destroyed Brock Lesnar like it was no one's business. For Brock Lesnar to come back and just kill him like it never even happened wouldn't make any sense.
That's right. But then again, only time will tell by this point because, WWE has a very different way of doing things,
You are 100% not wrong. But I guess we'll give a little list of all the big matches that happened on Monday, and then we'll kind of give a retrospective at the end of it there, because it seems like people are not really caring about all our opinions on every single thing. Don't worry, guys, we're hearing your feedback, giving back to it, and it seems like you want us to sort of condense the day-by-day shows on it. So I guess just a quick little rundown of Monday, I guess, would be worthwhile.
Yeah, it all started off that night with Dana Brooke losing to Sasha Banks, Tony Nese defeating Tony Nese and the Brian Kendrick defeating Tozawa and T.J. Perkins, Jericho and Sami Zayn defeating Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, the number one contenders match for the Raw Tag Team Championships, Enzo Amore and Cass defeating it was a no contest against Sheamus and Cesaro, Roman Reigns defeating Jinder Mahal, don't hinder the Jinder, Austin Aries defeating Arya Davari. Where the hell is Davari? Big Show defeating Titus O'Neil. Why is O'Neil even on this show by this point? Bailey defeating Nia Jax, which made me very upset. And actually, that was the last match of the night because it all ended up with a promo of the farewell of Mick Foley because, as it seems, he was fired. Because throughout the entire event, throughout the entire night, Stephanie was kept pressuring Mick to fire someone, to give him a backbone. But Mick Foley's too much of a nice person, and he would not do it. Trips came out. He said a few things. Mandible Claw was given out, and then Seth Rollins came out, and then he blew out his knee again, as in Triple H beating him up with a crutch.
Jeez, dude, like they're really super pushing this whole Triple H Seth Rollins thing, but at the same point they're making Seth look kind of weak, which is I don't know if that's really the best plan of action, but if that's what they're going for, then hey, more power to them. But I really liked how at one point Mick Foley said, you know what, if I could fire someone, I'd fire you, Stephanie, but I can't. So you know what, I'm not going to get rid of any of my talent. I love them too much. Fire me if you have to, and I hope this isn't the end of Mick Foley, but it seems like Mick Foley wasn't exactly having the most fun in this turnaround. I think he'll be better off once his daughter's, wrestling and in the ring and that sort of thing, but until then, I think he needs a bit of time off.
Yeah, and all throughout the night, you kind of knew that Foley was being pushed by the heel talent, to fire him, to fire them. But he knew in his heart, that he couldn't fire talent because if you fire talent, you get rid of their paycheck, they can feed their families, that sort of thing. So I think it kind of humanizes Mick Foley and dehumanizes the McMahons again, which is perfect for the coming matches of WrestleMania with Seth Rollins and Triple H, to make that dynamic solidified. Remember that Triple H is the heel, Seth Rollins is the face.
I just had an idea. Now, this is 100% completely on Stephanie, whether she wants to do this or not. But I have an idea. Stephanie McMahon versus Noelle Foley.
Oh.
That would make sense, and I would watch that.
Yeah, but actually, if they do it right, this could actually be one of those year-long rivalries that develops for years into one moment.
Because you gotta think, Stephanie has been abusing Mick ever since he became the GM. Now, obviously, Noelle's going to be a little mad about it because, that's her dad. So I feel like that would be the best course of action. But once again, that is 100% on what Stephanie wants to do.
Yeah, and like you're saying, it's all on Stephanie. And like what I said earlier, I think this rivalry would be perfect, going into the future. Maybe once Noelle becomes a stable talent in WWE programming, she might be able to, do this one big rivalry with Stephanie McMahon, maybe leading to a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series or something like that.
I would 100% love to see some of that happen. I mostly just want to see Noelle Foley wrestle, but I'll take whatever I can get. But that about sums up Raw. Some good matches, some bad matches. I don't like how they're right back into it, but one thing I did like throughout the night was that finally, after all this time, Dana Brooke has gone out on her own. Finally.
I've been waiting for this day, I've been actually speculating that when she will do it. I was really thinking the night after WrestleMania, but I'm actually happy it's now. Maybe Dana Brooke might get a rivalry going into Mania. Maybe post Mania. I mean, going to SummerSlam against Charlotte, because Charlotte has been the heel of heels as of late. Saying that she's better than everyone else. She has the Flair blood in her, and abusing Dana Brooke. So I'm just hoping that they do something with Dana Brooke, make her the strong woman that she actually is.
My question is it real Flair blood or is that fake Fair blood you're telling me about from that Deep South parody that they're running?
Yeah, that's right. If you guys don't know, watch Southpaw Regional Wrestling on the WWE.com WWE YouTube channel because you get some crispy, woo, tender Georgia Gold chicken.
Is it on the network?
I don't think it's on the network because it was only online. So I think once it's all complete, they might put it on the network, but I'm not sure.
It sounds funny from what you've been saying, but I never got around to it. So I think eventually I'll watch it, but I guess I just want to wait to see how it plays out because one episode's one thing, but a full series is a completely other thing.
That's right. And as of right now, as of this recording, yesterday they released 4 episodes. So it's kind of like the old school region wrestling of the 80s, but WWE knows what they're doing with it. So they just threw out everything and just made it weird. Rusev's a Tennessee farm boy.
Why? Why is Rusev a farmer? Rusev, Bulgarian brute, handsome, is a farmer now.
Because he's from Tennessee and he loves himself some country music and some country steak.
I blame Lana.
Me too.
Anyways, that's Raw and Southpaw for you, and so I guess we'll move on to Tuesday Night SmackDown. It starts off AJ Styles having his promo, pretty much saying, I've been screwed left and right, you're screwing me, all that sort of thing. Calls out Shane. Shane doesn't show up. He's like, all right, I'll wait for him in the parking lot. And he pretty much the entire episode, he just waits for him in the parking lot. It cuts to him asking AJ, why are you doing this? He's like, not now, I'm waiting for Shane in the parking lot. So he's pretty much there the entire time. We had Becky Lynch versus Natalya. Interesting how both the tag partners from last week are now going to each other in singles matches. But Becky Lynch versus Natalya. Becky Lynch wins with the disarm her. You had Miz TV where Miz and Maryse are pretty much interviewing themselves, and then Miz interviews Maryse, and she gives this really cool story about how Nikki Bella kind of cheated her out of her being on Total Divas for the first time. And then John Cena and Nikki Bella come up. They challenge for the match, that sort of thing. They had Mickie James versus Alexa Bliss, where Mickie James won after hitting the Mick kick on her. And the Mick kick seems like a move that doesn't look like it should be a finisher, but it is. And it really wins quite a few matches anymore. And then AJ Styles still waiting in the parking lot. He finally sees Shane pull up, throws him against a car, throws him against a ice machine. I was looking on the side there to see if it was Seaford Ice, but I do not think it was. They were in Pittsburgh, so I mean, close enough. Then he threw him through the windshield of a car, where Shane just randomly starts bleeding out of nowhere. Pretty much yelling, "You asked for this," jumping him, kicking him, that sort of thing. He goes back. Daniel Bryan fires AJ Styles, which I didn't see it coming, but hey, AJ Styles got fired, so that'll lead more into a storyline. You had Mojo Rawley versus Dolph Ziggler, where Mojo Rawley won by countout. Nobody cared. It just wasn't worthwhile.
I cared.
No one else cared. Like, it was like a 2-minute match, and then Dolph Ziggler was like, "No, I'm walking out." Orton addressed Bray Wyatt, where Bray Wyatt at the end of the promo said, "You can't beat me. I've moved on from Sister Abigail, and her soul is now inside me." Baptizes himself in her ashes, and just starts screaming. It was weird, but I loved every minute of it. You had American Alpha versus the Usos, which I wanted to pay attention to this match. Trust me, I did. But they wouldn't let me, because in the bottom right corner, they kept checking in on Shane McMahon, him hobbling to the back, and then hobbling to the gorilla position, which I think this was the first time in a long time where they gave us a view of the gorilla position, and boy has it changed. Like, you've got like all these monitors and TVs and stuff in the gorilla position itself, and Shane came out there, and the ending of the show was beautiful because it was perfectly timed in that it almost got cut off. So Shane walks out. He says, AJ Styles wants an opponent at WrestleMania. Well, he's got one now. And welcome to Chrisley Knows Best. Like, right as soon as he finished the sentence, as soon as he got that last syllable out, Chrisley Knows Best comes out. I was very confused, but it was, I guess he knew exactly when they were going to get cut off. So good on you, Shane, for getting your last word out, not them knowing if you were really going to fight AJ Styles or not. But this adds a whole new WrestleMania match, AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon, and I don't know how this is going to go in the slightest.
But the real question is, did you watch Chrisley Knows Best?
I did not watch Chrisley Knows Best. I don't watch it. Like, I watch SmackDown.
You're missing out. You're missing out.
I watch SmackDown with my mom, who I'm starting to gradually get her into wrestling bit by bit. We watch SmackDown together, and I leave after that so I can watch 205 Live and, Talking Smack and all that sort of thing. And I leave the room and go into the study to watch the rest of it. But I don't watch it, but she does. So if there's ever something worthwhile, I'll be sure to ask her what happened on Chrisley Knows Best. But until then, I think I'll stick with my my 205 Live, sir.
Yes, but as you said, the adding the WrestleMania match, as of right now, there are 11 WrestleMania matches as of right now.
That is insane to think about. That how we're still 2-3 weeks out of WrestleMania, it seems, and there's already so many matches set in stone.
Yes, you have the main title matches, the U.S. titles being defended as of right now.
Tag, both women's.
Both women's cruiserweight title.
And I'm sure there's going to be more. Like, I guarantee that they're going to do the SmackDown tag titles as well and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, and the whole.
But I just think that, like, usually there's one match that could go either way, and I feel like Shane versus AJ could go either way. I think that's the match. It's going to be a good match because AJ Styles doesn't put on a bad match, and Shane is the master of taking huge bumps. So I feel like it's going to be a good match, but I don't know who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, this match actually leads too much to the imagination because maybe they might redo the whole Angle Shane McMahon match. Maybe they might do a whole false count anywhere match. Maybe they just throw the rules out the window. They're fighting in the middle of the audience while another match happens.
If there was ever any wrestler that would take a top rope Styles clash, it's Shane McMahon. I think we're going to see it.
Yes, we are.
I think we're going to see that. We're going to see AJ just pull out all his crazy moves. He's going to do Fosbury flops, and he's going to do all that sort of crazy stuff that he used to do all those years ago. Because you got to think, everyone nowadays is working safer. Shane don't care. Shane's like, I wrestle 2 matches a year. Come at me.
And let's just hope that it just makes dreams come. Let's just make sure it just makes dreams come true as WrestleMania does every year.
Whatever you do, don't spear Shane from the top rope.
Or do.
No, don't, because he died last time, remember?
Oh, yeah, he died.
Thanks, Roman.
That's why we hate you.
That's why you hate him, because he speared Shane once. That was the coolest spot of the entire night. You can't even deny that.
It was.
That just felt like it killed him. We're talking about stuff from months and months ago. Good lord.
Of the head. But yeah. But this kind of goes into 205 Live, because 205 Live, they've been talking about it the entire week going up to this. The naming of the number 1 contender for the Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania. But beginning of the night, Mustafa Ali defeating Drew Gulak by pinfall. And you know what? I was watching some old school CZW circa 2015. Drew Gulak, man.
Gulak's a baller, dude. Trust me. Drew Gulak is a baller.
I saw him with skewers in his face. I'm like, did he wrestle Masada? And yes, he did wrestle Masada.
By the way, I loved Mustafa Ali's finisher. That avalanche reverse 450. That is so good, dude.
Yeah.
That's one of the prettiest moves I've seen in a while, and no one does it better, I gotta say.
Yeah, and Noam Dar and Ari Davar, they talked, they did their thing in the backstage promos. And it goes into the match where they defeat Jack Gallagher and Rich Swann. And you know what? After the match, Noam Dar, what are you doing? Alicia Fox, what are you doing? What's happening?
Apparently, a delivery man brought a big stuffed bear for Alicia Fox, and Dar was like, "Oh yeah, that was me. I sent that. That was me. I swear." Yeah. Why are they continuing a Valentine's Day storyline in March?
Why should be Gallagher?
Dude, what if it's like someone totally different, like Arya Davari? Dude, what if it's Arya Davari?
Oh my god.
And then the main event, of course, the Fatal 5-Way match. We had Austin Aries, Akira Tozawa, Tony Nese, TJ Perkins, and the Brian Kendrick Experience all going up against each other to see who's going to face Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania. And right out the gate, the man who loves a good thumb in the eye, the greatest man who ever lived, Austin Aries is your new #1 contender, and this match is going to be glorious. Calling it now. It's going to be just one of the most beautiful matches you've seen, because you got Neville, who doesn't wrestle anything less than perfectly clean, versus Austin Aries, who is just the perfect mix of pomp but amazing wrestling. This is going to be the match that puts the Cruiserweights back on notice, because this match is going to be, at very least, 4 stars. You can't get better than this.
And actually thinking about it, this decision making by WWE is actually one of the best that they could do with the cruiserweights, because looking at all the cruiserweights, they don't have big match experiences in like the magnitude of WrestleMania. The closest I can say maybe could be Tozawa and Brian Kendrick, because they were Kendrick wasn't a WWE before, and Tozawa wrestled in Japan. They could probably do like a Tokyo Dome show like every month or something.
That would be something. I feel like, there could be other ones, like, all right, the most history would probably be, Neville and Rich Swann, because, the young boy situation, or
Yeah.
the most combined years would be someone like Brian Kendrick and Tozawa or something. But I feel like just in terms of sheer, clean, great wrestling, I think this is the best we are going to get. Also,
Yes.
was it not hilarious when the crowd booed TJ Perkins when he dabbed? I thought it was hilarious.
Well, isn't the dab dead? Wasn't it dead like months ago?
Oh, it died a slow and painful death. But the crowd, like, they see him dab and they're just like, no, I can't deal with you anymore, TJ. Get off my TV.
I mean, like TJ Perkins, he's been doing too much of the video game character. We want more. We want Dangerous. We want Kratos.
We want Kratos. Yes, we do. My God, dude. And then that leads us into NXT. Live from wherever it was live from. I think they were on location again, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, we had the Early Brothers versus the Authors of Pain. As many would know, the Authors of Pain won quite handily against the Elys. We had Macy Estrella versus Nikki Cross, and they're just building up Nikki Cross so bad it's no surprise that she beat Macy. She's doing something, and I'm certainly liking it. You had Cassius Ohno, dude, versus Bobby Roode in an NXT championship match, dude. An NXT championship match on NXT. Who would have thought? Beautiful match. Beautiful. What a deal. Beautiful match. Bobby Roode ends up going over Cassius Ohno, and boy, oh boy, this just makes me even more excited for what Bobby Roode is going to be able to do against Shinsuke Nakamura, because he's come such a long way. It took him a little time to get back into the swing of things, but now that he's putting on good matches on free TV well, I guess as free as a network can be, against Cassius Ono, who just got there. Someone like Shinsuke, who's had, what, 3, 4 big encounters with already? I feel like they're going to make magic, and the third time is going to be the charm. And as I've been saying for a while, whoever loses, getting called up after Mania. Calling it now.
Yes. And you know what? I want to talk about Impact actually, because there's a few surprising things popping up.
Yeah, check this out, guys. Since we do it on Saturdays now, we can actually talk about Impact stuff because we're not recording it during Impact. Who
That's
would have
right.
thunkin'?
For those of you who do not know, Alberto El Patron
El
showed up.
Patron! I wonder how he feels. Anyways, go on.
He showed up on Impact, beat Lashley, then he gave back the title, then had a great match with EC3.
EC3 puts on great matches with everyone, though. You gotta think.
Yeah, but this was like something different because it's like, you have like, EC3 versus Alberto Patron. They're basically the same person except different cultures.
And one's super swole.
True. And actually, there's a guy on here in the Impact that kind of looks like Callisto, Garza Jr.
That sounds familiar.
He looks like Callisto.
He looks like a bit of a rip-off of Callisto a little bit.
Wait, it might be Laredo Kid. I mixed them both up. They're both next to each other.
Hector Garza. No, Garza's the one without the mask.
The Laredo Kid.
Hector Garza is apparently dead.
Oh.
Well, so.
And they also showed some footage and pictures from their overseas involvement with Pro Wrestling Noah, James Storm, Eddie Edwards, and Moose, doing their thing. And as of right now, it seems like Eddie Edwards will be staying in Japan as part of their working relationship, because for those of you who do not know, Eddie Edwards did have his time in Pro Wrestling Noah, putting on some amazing matches. I do recommend watching Noah, especially with his matches there. So maybe in the future they might bring in some future guys. Rosemary doing her thing by beating Casey Quinn, who should have been wrestling Brandy Rose, but Cody Rhodes comes out and say, "Hey, I have $45. That's 10 more. That's 20 more that they'll pay you. Just leave."
All right, so I looked it up. Apparently I was thinking of Garza Sr., who was a Perro del Mal, which it makes sense why he's a good wrestler, because his father was a Perro del Mal.
True.
But yeah, Garza Jr. is the one with the bandana who's unmasked. The other one is the one that looks like Callisto.
That's right. Patron defeating EC3 to become the number one contender, and the Trevor Lee defeating Suicide, Andrew Everett, and Braxton Slaughter to retain the X Division title, which makes you think, hey, it's Suicide. Wasn't he in the video game once?
Suicide. Isn't it a fact that everyone that's played Suicide has left the company?
As of right now, yes. And not only that, the Impact Tag Team champions address their people. Abyss and the Crazy Steve, they're telling you like, "Oh, nobody can beat us. We're all good. We're
fine."
Yeah, and guess who shows up?
Sorry about your luck, dude.
Take a wild guess. Which former tag team champion showed up in TNA?
I'm going to say it's not Ron the Truth Killings.
Nope. For those of you who do not know me, but know of my passion for wrestling, you guys know that there's a tag team that TNA has that has been in my heart for years. Latin American Exchange. The LAX is back, baby. That's right. Homicide and Conan are back, leading in the new generation of wrestlers. As of right now, I don't believe that they've been named, but I don't know their names on the top of my head, but they seem like good talent. They seem like good fresh faces for the LAX name. Not only that, it seems like they got a good tag team and they got a good woman to wrestle. So it seems like they might be covering their bases for a future domination.
Yeah, knowing you, there's two guys that it could either be. It was either going to be the LAX coming back, or North Furnham and Dewey Barnes, who
The
at one
future.
point you said was going to be the future of Impact Wrestling. Nobody remembers North Furnham and Dewey Barnes, Salvadoom.
I mean, look, it was fun while it lasted.
For like 2 months.
Exactly. But look, the LAX, man, I'm glad that they're back, and this makes everything better
They just need
because, you know,
Hernandez back,
with
dude.
but you know what though, it felt so good watching them beat people up and putting a flag over them.
Just like old times. But
That's right, man.
Impact, I feel like Impact is on a rise as long as they can stop being stupid and trying to sue the Hardys. Who does that?
That's the thing though. It's I don't know how to I don't know how to do this, but TNA, I think it's their new management. I think it's the new company that owns them, and I think it's just them trying to set a foothold in the wrestling business, which they can't.
Here's the thing, though. They're pretty much saying, okay, we own the rights to the Broken Hardys. What are you going to do? Are you going to make someone else the Broken Hardys? What sense is that going to make? It's not going to be the same. It's not like, you own the right to Callisto or Sin Cara, where you can put someone else under a mask like nothing happened. It's Matt and Jeff Hardy. It's not like you can just say, okay, Bobby Lashley, you're broken now. No one's going to buy into that. Nobody cares if someone's broken. You need Matt and Jeff Hardy to do it. You can't just say someone's broken and say, okay, it's good as the other one. Come on, dude. Either way, you're not getting it back. You lost. Take the L, bro.
But you know what? I just have to say, I really hope that they resolve this cleanly because both sides. I just don't want TNA to be known as the company that sued the Hardys and lost.
Oh, they're going to anyways. They're too far deep in this hole.
That's right, man. But you know what? I actually got the names up. The new members of LAX are Angel Ortiz and Mike Drazdik, who are
Mike
known by. It's some weird name. He's not Mexican, probably. He's not Hispanic, probably. But they're both known by
No,
CZW
with a
fans
name
and
like
Beyond
Mike
Wrestling fans.
Drastic, I never would have guessed.
They're known by CZW and Beyond Wrestling fans as EYFBO. I hear they're actually a pretty good tag team. And also the woman, Angel Rose. She worked a match with Asuka in NXT during an NXT taping.
Never forget.
True. But this is TNA. I just want them to be better because you know what? I just want good wrestling back on TV. When TNA was at its peak, there was competition between both sides.
One can only hope. Now, I'm sure everyone that's watching this on YouTube and hasn't completely turned their phone over or downloaded the MP3 file, you're probably wondering why the background of this video is Xavier Woods looking smug as possible, looking like he's about to stick Francesca up your but we have a good reason for that, why Xavier is looking super duper smug right now. Do you want to break the news, or should I? Or what's it's not really broken news, but I guess a recap of little something that you may have to whisper at us in order to get the deets on.
Okay, so backstory. I woke up on Friday morning, grabbed some breakfast, sat down on my computer, went on Facebook, check local wrestling, check some international wrestling, and I searched some things, went on Twitter, and then found Paige trending. Like, what's she doing now? Is she appearing in like some other wrestling promotion or
Yeah,
something?
like what
Click
I
on it.
immediately thought was that it's talking about they've been recording fake Paige versus fake AJ Lee matches, fake Paige versus fake Nikki Bella. Like, okay,
Yeah.
something must happen with the fake Paige, or Paige is speaking out of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh boy, was I incorrect.
Apparently, there is a man out there who, as of right now, is considered to be the god amongst wrestling fans
He is
everywhere.
a saint among men.
He found, hacked, and obtained a lot and lots of images of Paige doing if if I may use the unholy, unsavory, immoral acts on herself and other people.
Allow me to get a direct quote. Let me get the court record here.
Oh,
Here in the bathroom, trying to widen it up for you, Daddy. End quote.
yeah, that's right. Paige got some leaks, and the superstars in question. That's right, superstars. Brad Maddox and
Everyone remembers
Xavier.
him as the crooked referee a couple years ago that gave Ryback his first loss, and then he did a thing for CM Punk in the Shield, and then he had that like month-long thing where he went against other wrestlers trying to get $1 million contract. He was a decent wrestler back in FCW, but never really did much on the main roster outside of the whole Ryback thing. My sister remembers him, so that's a plus for him, I guess.
True.
But yes, Brad Maddox, and of course the man that's licking his tongue at you right now, Xavier Woods, PhD.
The thing is that I feel so bad for Xavier Woods right now because his YouTube channel, his baby, just reached 1 million subscribers, and like that's his thing. Like he wants that thing to be like his one thing that everyone remembers him for, other than being a wrestler. Now people will remind him to be the tag team partner of Brad Maddox.
Oh, I'm sure everyone in the comments is already posting like, "Dude, I saw the video with you in it. How'd it feel?" Like I'm
Yep.
sure they're already commenting on it. And we got some other news here from a member of a board called the Extra, saying, "What I found is that the guy who leaked all Page stuff have a lot of real leaks from Summer, Maurice, Victoria, and others. The word is that one is lesbian, and from Maurice it's a video, and the next leak it's a Big E threesome, and this guy has something around 50 videos from WWE stars. Sorry if it's said and also my English." So, yeah, Big E is apparently involved in this to the point where, didn't you say that the New Day has been pulled from all upcoming WWE events?
It seems like that. It's been rumored, but you'll probably see it on Monday that the New Day has been pulled from all WWE programming as up to WrestleMania because of this. Maybe they might let it cool down a bit. We don't know. It seems like WWE is doing major damage control by this point in terms of the New Day.
And don't worry, I've been keeping a close eye on Big E and Xavier Woods' Twitters. So far, nothing from Big E, nothing from Xavier, nothing from Brad Maddox. But Paige has come out on Damage Control saying, "My private stuff has been leaked," letting people know, and also Paige's mom tweeting out saying that things have been leaked and that she's not going to think any less of her daughter. So her mom knows, which is probably a little saddening to her, saying, "Oh God, now millions and millions of people have seen my daughter's woohoo."
Oh God, but you know what? This has been like brewing for about 2 days now. Yesterday morning up to now. I think the people are starting to die down a bit, but then again, you never know. But there's other news that relate to other things.
Ooh,
I
more
guess
news.
not nudes, news.
That's what I said. Let's get right into the nudes. All right, go on with your wrestling news of elsewhere.
That's right. If you're a fan of Joshi wrestling, as in
Joshi.
Japanese women's wrestling, especially Stardom, it has been said that Karia Hojo has signed a WWE contract, a development deal for 3 years, and it seems like she will not be used until May, which is supposedly where the WWE Women's Tournament will be starting to be recorded. And not only that, Io Shirai, the biggest star of Stardom, she's the World of Stardom champion, maybe going that same route.
Jeez, dude.
So what I'm thinking is Stardom is at the point where New Japan was a year ago. I mean, last year after Wrestle Kingdom, where three of their stars left the company. Four of their stars left the company for the E. It seems like they're trying to do the same thing this year, but with Stardom. But what I have to say is, Hojo, Shiari, they're incredible athletes. I just want them to do what they want for the craft because if you watch some of their matches, it is like watching poetry in motion.
I I only want the best for these guys, and I just hope they continue on and keep wrecking it, dude.
That's right. And not only that, it seems like Pro Wrestling Noah is being doing pretty well as well. Their team their working relationship with TNA is doing wonders for them because it seems like more people are going to their shows to see like the return of Eddie Edwards over there, to watch James Storm and Moose. Hopefully this will bring them up to their where they deserve to be because if you don't know, Pro Wrestling Noah, man, they give quality matches, but nobody goes.
Which is really sad, but I feel like more and more people need to start doing it. Like, sure, they're not gonna have the superstar power, but go support it, dude, because they're trying their hearts out, and who knows, you could see the next 5-star match come from somebody that you watch there. So
That's
go out
right.
there and support them with your entire heart. Love the guys you love, hate the guys you hate, but at least you can say you did it.
That's right, man. And I think that's enough for the news as of right now. Other than that, I think you might enjoy this. Joe Hendry has recently cashed in his Money in the Bank contract for Elite Wrestling in the UK, and he's the current Elite Heavyweight Champion.
Joe Hendry, moving on up, dude. We got this.
That's right. But the news kind of like like threw everyone off.
Oh, it 100% did. And apparently, there's a few rumors going around the cycle. I might as well lay them all out. So apparently, outside of the names that were already mentioned, there's apparently rumors that Alexa Bliss may be the next to be leaked. They said that they have their hands on some Alexa Bliss content and will be uploading it soon. I don't know when that will be. The post came out about 6 hours ago, so I guess we'll have to stay tuned and see if that actually happens or if they're just blowing smoke. More rumors. Apparently, John Cena and Chris Jericho are both taking time off after WrestleMania 33. Makes sense. John Cena's been taking more and more time off as it's gone, and Jericho, he's had such a full workload that it would make sense that for him to take a little time off for a bit, maybe do a little stuff with his band, maybe see his family, something along those lines. It appears that Finn Balor won't be on W television before WrestleMania 33, so that means he's probably not going to be at WrestleMania. Only time will tell, of course, but I don't think we're going to be seeing Finn Balor anytime soon. WWE is planning multiple main roster call-ups from NXT. Apparently, the most mentioned is going to be Shinsuke Nakamura and Elias Sampson the Drifter, being the most mentioned for possible come-ups. Asuka may or may not come up because she's still a pretty big factor down there. So until they totally replace the women's division down there, it's probably going to be a while before Asuka gets her call up. Big Show versus Shaq was called off. So the pre-show match is probably going to be something along the lines of American Alpha versus the Usos. And Jim Ross is in talks to be the lead announcer for the ITV show, according to the Pro Wrestling Observer. So those are all the rumors around the mill, and if they're true, then they're true. But until then, don't believe everything you hear.
Yeah, but actually, to talk about the rumor about Shaq and Big Show, from what I've read, it seemed like Shaq didn't care. That's why the match was called off. He refused to train. He refused to work in the ring. So that's why they just threw the match away because why would you want a celebrity to be at a WrestleMania in an important match? Like that match could have been that spot could have been given to someone else. Like going that route. They're going that route.
To be fair, Shaq is a retired basketball player who they're trying to continue a storyline that happened 10 years ago. Literally 10 years ago.
True.
It was way past his time to which I don't think the fans cared about it either. So it's no secret that Shaq wouldn't care about it if we don't even care about it. Where we hear, oh, great, we're going to get Shaq versus Big Show. Just because Big Show wants it doesn't mean it's going to be good. So I think Shaq saw the line in the sand. It's just like, you know what? I got better things to do.
True, and not only that, Big Show, I think he might be going for one last run.
Everyone says, okay, Big Show's going to be doing something big now that he's not going against Shaq, but I feel like he's not going to get any more titles. I don't think he's going to be getting another Andre the Giant Battle Royal Championship. I don't think he's going to be winning any Rumbles. I don't think he's going to be winning any Money in the Banks. I think he's just going to, have maybe a high-profile feud against someone, maybe Braun Strowman or someone along those lines. But I don't see him doing anything too extreme because, he's right around the corner from retirement. It totally wouldn't surprise me if the Andre the Giant Battle Royal was his final match.
Yeah.
But I guess that about sums it up. I guess we can do one final recap of everything going on in the magical world of WrestleMania as well as NXT Takeover. So I guess do you want to explain the three matches already set in stone for NXT Takeover, and then I'll cover WrestleMania?
All right. As of right now, it seems like the three matches set in stone for WrestleMania for NXT Takeover. Orlando is the triple threat tag team elimination match between the Authors of Pain, the Revival, and DIY for the NXT Tag Team Champions. And
they go hard all day, all night. Go hard. My dad ain't white. Go on, though.
It seems like for this match, I'm gonna call Authors of Pain to retain, but I'm gonna say that it's gonna be a great match to see because the Revival, I enjoy their gimmick. DIY, they're the indie darlings that everyone loves. Authors of Pain, they got Paul Ellering. It's gonna be a good match because these three teams can do great matches with each other. Asuka facing off against Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship. If this will be one of those matches where the loser will go up.
Yeah, I 100% feel like it's going to be. I don't know if the loser is going to get called up, but I feel like the loser is going to go to bigger and better things.
Yes. Say, like, if Asuka loses, she might get called up the night after WrestleMania or the day after the night of WrestleMania. Or if Ember Moon, she loses, maybe she'll get a better opportunity, a better build-up to their next matchup. And Bobby Roode.
Bobby, glorious, glorious, glorious.
Will be facing off against Shinsuke Nakamura for the NXT Championship in their third encounter, I believe. Am I right? Third encounter?
Yeah, I believe it's Shinsuke Bobby 3.
That's right. This match will be the determining factor of who will get called up. It will determine who will give out the greatest matches and who is the best of the best right now in this generation of NXT. Because as of right now, it seems like this is the third generation of NXT, and this will be determined like who will be the face of this generation.
I feel like Bobby Roode has so much to gain from this, and I feel like Shinsuke is just going to be called up anyways, no matter what happens. So giving Bobby all the momentum in the world would be perfectly fine with me, because Shinsuke's been ready to come up ever since he got to NXT. Like, he's not a guy you thought was going to be down there for a while, but shockingly, he was. And I feel like Shinsuke is 100% ready to go up. All he needed was, some promo things, but his charisma is so much that his promo skills can be a bit lacking at times if need be. He's like the AJ Styles conundrum. AJ Styles is not the best at promos, but he'll put on a great match no matter what he does. So I feel like Shinsuke's in the same exact boat, if not more so. So I feel like he's just completely ready. He'd be a great addition to any roster, but I kind of want to see him go to SmackDown because, man, I want another Shinsuke Nakamura AJ Styles match.
But then again, you also need to realize WWE has a style of wrestling where Nakamura was not ready for it. There are a lot of angle wise, camera angles for the wrestling moves, stuff like that. While he wrestled the pace of his matches, because New Japan, it's a style of the cameras try to follow the wrestling, not the wrestlers have to follow the camera.
I feel it's with the time he stuck in NXT, it gave him a chance to learn that.
Yes.
But that's not something you need 2 years to learn, though.
I think they kept them down there to actually, boost up the sales for the network and stuff, because NXT is only available on the network. The takeovers are only available on the network. So I kind of see why they kept them down there for the business sense. But as a wrestling fan, we wanted to see better. But then again, where does WWE make their money?
Honestly, I think that they needed him down there until Bobby Roode was 100% ready, because for a bit their singles male division was sort of lacking. Like, you had Ty Dillinger, Elias Sampson, Austin Aries for a bit, and that's about it because everyone else got called up. So I think Shinsuke was a blessing for what they needed, but now that Bobby Roode is as huge as he is, I think they're going to be all right with letting him go up to the main roster.
Yeah, you're right on that part.
And then it will lead into the next day, which is WrestleMania 33. Of course, starting from the bottom, now we're here. We've got Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles, a match which we covered earlier, saying they could go either way. Honestly, if I had to pick one person to go over, it would probably be AJ Styles, because it would make sense for Shane to get his revenge, but I think they've got to hammer in the fact that Shane isn't a wrestler anymore. He's never really been a full-time wrestler, and AJ Styles needs to show that he's, the champ that runs the camp. He's the face that runs the place, that he's as good as he says he is. And what better way than taking out Shane McMahon, someone everyone loves, just as The Undertaker did a bit ago, proving that it was his yard still.
Yeah, but then again, I'm not sure what they're gonna do in the match. If they're gonna do a full-out brawl style matchup, I'm gonna love it. But it's gonna be Roman, Roman getting the upper hand in the beginning, then Taker surprising, and everyone loses and stuff.
Oh, speaking of that, Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. I didn't know we were on that part yet, but yeah, Roman versus Undertaker. Might as well, because
I heard Roman.
I was talking about Undertaker. But yeah, Undertaker versus Roman Reigns in a singles match. As you were saying, we're not really sure how that one's going to go either, but I feel like Roman is going to do it. I feel like Roman's going to retire the Undertaker, because they need something to just go all the way with something, whether it's turning him face 100% or heel 100%. Because right now he's sort of walking the line, doing some things on the other side. I feel like if he were to retire the Undertaker, there's no coming back from him saying, okay, I'm a heel now. And then they'll have a reason to boo him, and it'll be all good in kayfabe land again. And then we got the 2017 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So far, Mojo Rawley, Apollo Crews, Kurt Hawkins, and The Big Show have been all confirmed for it. I feel like this is going to be a match won by a surprise entrant, someone that we didn't expect to be there. I'm going to go with Zack Ryder coming back and winning it if he's healthy. If not, then I'm going to go with... Gotta think of somebody who's just deceptively strong. Somebody like a Neville, or somebody like a
Jack Gallagher.
And I'm not going to go with Jack Gallagher on this one. I'm going to say somebody along the lines of a Roderick Strong. Somebody who's small but still super strong. Maybe Apollo Crews, but it could be someone. I don't think it's going to be, a Big Show or a Mark Henry this year, because we've had 2 years in a row where just a big man has won it. The first year was Cesaro, who I don't count. So I think it's going to be a deceptively strong guy doing it and proving his strength, like a Samoa Joe maybe. Anyways, we have...
For me, I might say this might be the match where Finn Balor returns and wins.
maybe, but that's a big if he's
Yeah, that's a
100%
big if.
healthy. Because really the only thing we've seen him do is play musical chairs. Which, by the way, please watch that video of of progress Finn Balor playing musical chairs. Anyways, we have the Club, Gallows and Anderson, versus Enzo and Big Cass versus Cesaro and Sheamus in a triple threat tag team match for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Which, as much sense it would make to put it on Enzo and Cass, giving them their first reign, I gotta stick with the Club. I think the Club's going to keep it, and they're going to be standing tall with AJ at the end of the night.
Maybe.
And then we've got Neville versus the greatest man who ever lived, Austin Aries, for the Cruiserweight Championship. If there was ever somebody to take the belt off Neville, it's Austin Aries. And I'm going to go with Austin Aries doing it here tonight at WrestleMania. Austin Aries, dude, unbeatable.
Yeah.
He's going to put his thumb in his eye.
Oh, God.
Sorry,
Or maybe he might.
Sorry,
or
I
maybe-
yelled so.
Or maybe he might use that piece of titanium in his face as a weapon.
Oh, just headbutts Neville.
Knocks him out clean.
Just 1, 2, 3. That'd be something. We've got Alexa Bliss defending her SmackDown Women's Champion against every woman on the SmackDown roster. So far, confirmed Carmella, Natalya, Mickie James, and Becky Lynch. But I'm sure it's just a matter of time before, Nikki Bella gets confirmed. Actually, no, Nikki Bella's in another match. But still, I feel like this is going to be a match won by somebody that nobody remembered. Maybe Tamina, but my pick for this, down the road, picking it right now, locking my answer, betting it all on black, 2,000 for Potpourri Alex. I'm going with Eva Marie to make her grand return and win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Calling it.
Faith. Did you know that she removed all WWE parts on her social media?
But she's still under contract. They
But it
want
doesn't seem like
they're
they
going
want her
all the
back.
they're going all the way on it. Don't worry. It's all a work. Eva
but
Marie is going to win it.
But she has other offers on the table.
She's
to be
going to
honest.
win it.
But
She's
she has
going
better
to
op-
win it.
I
Fine
hear
then.
that
Who's
she
going to
has
win it
an
then?
option. You know what? How about this? How about the grand return of
Naomi.
Nobody. No, it's gonna be just 5 of them.
What?
It's just gonna be the 5 of them.
The 5 of them? Nobody?
Yeah, maybe they might bring back some like obscure wrestler from the past, but then have her get beaten up on the rampway by like Mickey James or something.
Fine, I'll tell you what. If it's 100% confirmed that for whatever reason Eva Marie signs a deal with Impact or something, like if there's no possible way she can ever come back, if this totally isn't gonna work, which, come on, she'll be there. But if they say one big thing, like she's 100% never going to wrestle in there again, then okay, Naomi. Because Naomi's the only other logical choice. She is coming off an injury, which, it made her relinquish for a thing, but that's just because she was going to be gone for 30 days plus. Naomi,
Yeah.
she's fought through injury before. She can do it again in her hometown at WrestleMania. So if Eva Marie is said to be 1,000,000% not going to wrestle, then Naomi's going to do it. It's one of those two. But who's your choice for this magical match?
Actually, I'm just gonna say that it will end with controversy, but in the end, I will say that
James Ellsworth is going to win the women's title.
James Ellsworth wins everything.
Dude, what if he does? Oh my god, that's so the table.
He could technically do that. He looks like a woman.
He's
body
in the
of a
match
woman.
technically. It says Carmella with James Ellsworth, and Vicky Guerrero almost won the custody of Dominic. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
So
what if Ellsworth does?
maybe-
Oh my god, what if Ellsworth actually does it? I will flip. But
That will
who's your
be a
choice?
Match. Actually, yeah. I'm just gonna say first part of the match ends in controversy. Then maybe Naomi, Tamina, or even Eva Marie. There's going to be a surprise entrant, and that surprise entrant will win the match.
But if one doesn't, then who's your choice of the five? If I had to pick between these five, I'd go with James Ellsworth.
Natalia.
Natalia? All right.
I want her to win something.
We got Bayley versus Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. You know what? Sasha. I'm going with Sasha.
Yes.
Sasha needs her WrestleMania moment.
I have to.
I feel like Bayley's just too early into her main roster debut, and I think Sasha needs that one big moment.
And you know what? How about this? How about a Stoop Dog does her entrance again?
Oh, I would pay money for that. That was awesome.
Yeah. And whatever, what's her face? The singer of her theme.
Yeah, that girl. Anyways,
her.
we got John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. In Maurice's first match since, what, 2010? Like, it's been a while.
Yes, it's been a while. I'll
Been a
say
while.
this. If it's not Miz, The Miz does not win this match, it's a throwaway match.
100%. Like, I'm pulling for The Miz 1,000,000% here. But, you know, I don't want it to be a whole Cena wins, LOL, did it for my girlfriend. But the only time...
Oh, yeah?
the only time that I would be okay with Cena winning is if after the match he proposes. That's the only point that I would be 100% okay with it. But if Miz and Maurice win, then I'm all okay with it because that would make sense. They've been held down saying, okay, you guys are throwing your weight around too much to get what you want, and it would be a real good thing for them to stand up for themselves. Then we have the... Oh, go on.
Yeah, because of this match is one of those matches where, yeah, it's the two biggest names in the company right now facing off against two of the biggest names in wrestling. Like, considering, like, the biggest heel versus the biggest face. Because, you know, The Miz is technically the face of the match, if you really think about it, because he actually has a natural relationship with Maurice. They fell in love.
It's a weird situation, like Rusev and Lana versus Enzo. Like,
Yeah.
the bad guy's the good guy in this situation, which is weird, but it makes sense.
Because, I mean, like, what kind of person makes their girlfriend sign a contract? He ain't Sheldon Cooper.
He is not Sheldon Cooper. What if he was, though?
Oh my god, this changes everything.
This changes everything. But then we move on to the implosion of the Festival of Friendship, the two best friends that anybody could have. Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the WWE United States Championship, which I guess we may have been spoiled a little bit because Chris Jericho said he's going to be taking time off after Mania. So I think that kind of spoils that Kevin Owens is going to win it, unless Jericho likes taking the U.S. title along with him on tour with Fozzy. I think Kevin Owens is going to win this and become the new United States Championship.
Yeah.
You become the championship, become the new champion.
Yes, yes. Kevin Owens will become the new championship.
Yes.
His face is on the championship.
He just turns into a belt. People start wearing him.
Like, yay! He's the America.
The Canadian is America. Then we have Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman in his corner for the Universal Championship. Gotta say, going with Goldberg. Don't bet against Goldberg, dude. I'm calling it.
Going with Goldberg, but I just want to say this match better be a good, long match.
You know, I feel like I'd be okay with it being a short match because this isn't our main event. We have two matches after it. Of course, we have Undertaker versus Roman Reigns, and we have the true main event, Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for the WWE title. And boy, oh boy, this is going to be special. I'm going to go with Bray keeping it.
Yes, he's going to keep it because of the fact that he broke away, Orton broke away from him, and this will be the determining factor of whether he is a good champion or not. Whether he is capable of standing on his own without anyone in his corner. Because I highly doubt that Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, or anyone's going to be in his corner. So this match will determine how Bray Wyatt will do anything
Here's
going
what
forward.
here's what I think is going to happen. They may get involved. Like, this is probably going to end up being like a no disqualification or something. They're probably going to get involved, knock both of them down. Like, Luke comes out, knocks them both down, walks out. And then Eric comes in, knocks them both down, goes out. And then Braun Strowman comes out, knocks them both down, and walks out. I feel like it's going to be that sort of thing where, like, they're just like, we're tired of both of you. Just leave us. We're gone.
Just end us.
Just end our suffering. But yes, Bray, I'm going with Bray keeping it and finally getting his big WrestleMania moment.
I'm going with him keeping it too, because remember his WrestleMania debut, he got steel steps thrown at him.
Poor guy, dude.
Yeah, next WrestleMania, he lost to The Undertaker, which is okay, They have at least got that match done. WrestleMania 33. 23. 32.
32.
32. He had The Rock. What the hell happened?
It's a good question.
Yeah. So this might be the Mania that will determine the Bray Wyatt character and even the guy behind it going forward. And if it's done right, then maybe Bray Wyatt will become the face of fear for the future. Maybe he might become the next Undertaker.
I sure hope so, but I feel like he's off to a pretty bad start right now. He's, 0-2 at Mania?
True.
Anyways, I think that about sums up every... Oh, is he 0-3?
Yeah, because apparently the Rock segment ended up being an actual match.
That was Eric Rowan.
Oh, yeah. It was Eric. Yeah, it was them. But technically, the Wyatts are 0-3 then.
Yeah, the Wyatt's not the best luck. But I guess that about sums up everything that happened throughout the week. As we look forward into the WrestleMania season, we will get you any updates we possibly can, and if any more leaks happen, we will be sure to get on top of it. Thank you all for listening. Any final words here, Salvadoom?
This is a weird road to WrestleMania we're on this year, isn't it?
It really, really is. Oh my god. Anyways, thank you all for listening, and we will see you next week. Next Saturday, believe it or not. Good night, everyone.
North, south, east, or west, everybody know our name. And if your dad is gone, but your mama's home, we can bring it, we ain't got no shame. Up, down, turn it around, girl, I can be the one to blame. You first, me first, give it a go. If you with it, then it's all the same.